Hello all, welcome to my channel Dotnet with Sikhen, and our today's topic is variable, constant and read-only fields. So let's get started. Now variable. So what is a variable, right? So let's define it first. So a variable is a named storage location in CSharp. It stores the value in the memory. For example, int num equal to 10s. So let's see first how to declare a variable, and then we'll discuss more on this side. So how to declare a variable? So to declare a variable, we need first there is the data type, and then the variable name, and then equal to value. So in above example, you can see int, this is our data type, integer, and then the variable name is num and equal to 10. So here the value 10 is getting stored in the variable num, and this variable is created in the memory. That is what we call it is the named storage location, right? So there will be one location in the memory where this variable num is created, and we store the value 10 into this variable num. Next, what is the significance of this variable, right? So as the name suggests, it can vary, meaning the value of a variable can be changed. It means I will show you in the demo like how can we change it, but here you can just look at it like the earlier value of num was 10, but now you can assign it to 20, right? And then if you want to print it, then you can print it. So the value of num here at this point of time, it becomes 20. So it is changing, right? So earlier the value of num was 10, but now it is 20. It means it is changing, and that's why it is called variable. It can vary. Now let's talk to the next one, that is the constant. And what is a constant? A variable, basically it is also a variable, but once assigned a value cannot be changed later on. Means once you assign the value, then you are not allowed to change the value of that variable after that. And the const keyword is used to mark the variable as constant. Now here you can see in the example like const, and then we have the data type integer and num equal to 10. So on later on, if you try to change the value of num, then it will not allow you. And how to declare a constant? So again, as I told, like the const keyword is used for that, and the rest of the things are same for the declaring a variable. And what is the significance of this constant? So it improves code safety by preventing accidental modification at compile time itself, right? So you cannot as you know, like constant you cannot change once declared. You can once declared and assigned the value, later on you cannot change it. So it basically prevents the accidental modification, right? You cannot modify later on. For example, constant float pi equal to 314, and you know, like the value of pi is 3.14, and it is it should not be changed, right? So you can put the keyword const before float data type, right? So it becomes the constant variable. So this is the significance of that, like to prevent accidental modification. Now let's talk about one more types, that is the read-only. And what is a read-only field, right? So a class or struct, although we have not discussed these things, class or struct, I will be discussing it later on, but let's try to understand. A class or struct member once assigned a value cannot be changed later on except constructor. So there is a difference between constant and read-only. In constant, once you declare and assign a value, you cannot change it later on, but in case of read-only field, you can change it, but once in a constructor after declaring and assigning the value. So that is the difference. And here the read-only keyword is used to mark the field as read-only. So now you can see here like private read-only int num and is equal to 10, right? So how to declare? So this is the declaration part, like you need to give the access modifier, that is the private, because access modifier is used in either in class or struct. That again I will discuss it in later videos. So the access modifier, that is the private, and then we have read-only. This is the keyword, it makes the field as read-only, and then we have the data type field name or variable name equal to whatever the value you want to assign it, right? So here you can see the example like private read-only int num equal to 10. Now what is the significance of this read-only field? So unlike constant, it improves code safety by preventing accidental modification at runtime. For example, const float pi equal to 3.14, right? Same example you can take it, but there is a difference. I will show you. Okay, so let's quickly jump to the Visual Studio and see it in action, right? So I have opened it here, and let's declare one by one each and every points. So this is the int, that is the data type, and let's first declare a variable, right? So variable, and then int number equal to 10 or num equal to 10. So now you can see this the value of num is 10, and if you want to print it, you can print it here. So console.writeLine, and yeah, the value of num is something you can print like now. Okay, so in this way you can print it. And if you want to change the value of this one, for example, let's say num equal to 20, right? Num is equal to 20, you are allowed to change it. You are allowed here. Why it is so? Because here the num is not a constant, it is a simple variable, right? And again, if you want to print it, console.writeLine, the value of num is, we can print it like this, right? So yeah, so here you can see writeLine, sorry, yeah. So here you can see, if you build this application, there is no compilation error, and it will the build will be succeeded. Now you can see build one succeeded, right? So this is the variable, and it is a basically named location where you want to store the value. And for each and every data type, you can create separate variable for that we will be discussing later on. And let's talk about the constant now. Constant, right? So as I told, like const keyword is used. It indicates like you cannot change after assigning the value first time. So const integer, let's say, or float, maybe float pi equal to, I'm saying, like, let's say 3.114, right? And then as I have taken it as a float, so I need to provide 3.14 and then f for float. Now let's see if I'm printing it, right? Console.writeLine, the value of pi is, so let's say pi. Now you can print it, correct? But let's say if I want to change it, right? So if I'm something, I'm trying to change it to 3.14, and then let's say few more digits here, right? And then f. So now you can see there's a compilation error here, right? So compiler knows like you are doing wrong. So it is telling you the left hand side of a assignment of must be a variable, property, or indexer. So that is most important. Like constant, once declared and assigned, you cannot change it on later on. That's what the meaning of this one, right? Constant. So yeah, one more thing is that let's talk about read-only fields. So for that read-only fields, I need to create one class. Although I will be discussing more on that side, but just I'm creating a template for class. So how can I create it? So I need to write public and then class keyword, and let's say I'm writing here something circle, right? So circle is a class, and it has one constructor. So constructor is basically the name of a function, which is a basically special function which has same name as that of the class. So here the class name is circle. So we can create one constructor here, public, and then circle, right? And yeah, here now you can see this is a circle constructor. Okay, and here I'm writing one field. So let's say I'm writing private float, right? Or maybe I should write read-only float pi equal to 3.14f. So this is the first time, right? Declaration as well as assigning the value, okay, at the same time. But here in the constructor, you can change the value of pi. Let's say I'm trying to write here 3.14 and then something like some more digits here, and then f, right? Now you can see you are allowed to change it. There is no such compilation error. Even if you run this application, you can, let's say I'm writing here console dot write line, and then let's say I'm printing pi, right? But how can I print it? So I need to here create one object of this circle. So I will discuss all these things on later on, but yeah, just for this read-only demonstration, take this example. Okay, so I have created one object and obj dot, or just create an object, because when you create an object, then this circle gets called automatically, right? And let's run it and see the result. Yeah, now you can see 3.14987. This is the read-only fields value, right? So the read-only field is just like your constant, but the difference is that you can change it in once in a constructor, and outside the constructor again it is not allowed. It just behave like as a constant. So that is the three things today we have discussed, like variable, constant, and read-only fields. Yeah. So if you enjoy this video, then please like and subscribe it also, and also we have a bell icon, you can click on that. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.